Hello, I'm Eli Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping headquarters, Juicy Jones HQ. Last year, the Avocado 22 was our favorite atomizer of the year, and this year, or just recently last year, they came out with the Avocado 22. This is the fourth one in the series, and we're going to look at this thing today right after the break. Stick around, I'll tell you everything I think about this thing, and probably a lot more. Avocado 22 Special Edition. It's going to be a review of the Avocado 22 Special Edition. Yeah. Everybody, dude, so look at that thing. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Saturday morning, and you're watching Orbital Vaping headquarters. Everybody who's in the chat, I love all y'all. This is a live show, and for the replay, you're going to see a little bit of interaction with the audience here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the Avocado 22. We're going to go down there and show you the build, wick it, do the whole thing, unbox it, and then we'll come back up, talk about it, and then after that, we'll do some extra builds on it and stuff. Like on Instagram Live after the show, we'll put maybe a 26 on it or something, and for now, I'm going to show you the build that's on it. Hello, everybody in chat. Thank all of y'all for tuning in. If you like these broadcasts, click like and make sure you subscribe too. A lot of the people who watch these videos forget to subscribe. If you sub, then you get notices of the live broadcasts Saturdays and Wednesdays that we do. Vape AM and Vaping Dawn to Dusk, my quit smoking show. So at this very instant, I'm just vaping on my Aspire Zelos kit with an Nautilus 2 because I'm going to rebuild my Avocado SE with you. But let's look at this thing down on the desk briefly, and I'll show you a little bit closer view just for now, and then we'll unbox it. I just filled this thing out of the ultrasonic cleaner, so it's all super clean. The O-rings are tight again. I gotta tell you guys, the O-rings in this thing are tighter than any other atomizer I've ever gotten. And I've got the default 510 drip tip that came with it, just set aside because I don't like it. But I've got my P3 dot mod drip tip on there. There is my Avocado 24 with another dot mod drip tip on it. But I'll compare these things for you here close up, and even open the box and show you guys what's up. So the Avocado 22 came out last year, and it was the best thing ever. It came out actually either late in 2015 or early in 2016. I got one in, I think, December or January of last year, and I instantly knew that it was my favorite thing. We've been looking at RDTAs for a while. They weren't called RDTAs back then. They were just called Jenny style sub-ohm tanks. No one had a name for them really, but you know, about the middle of last year, people started calling them RDTAs all the time. I always like that name, and I think it's good, so we're going to keep that. So the Avocado was instantly my favorite, and I was pretty excited about the Avocado 24. I mean, it's okay. I still, if you look at my reviews here in the channel, you'll see that the Avocado 22 was always my favorite. I think that the domed cap on it and the bigger holes in the deck and them being closer to the outside just made it a better flavor atomizer overall, although I still use my Avocado 24 all the time. The filling on the original Avocado 22 was a pain in the butt, and the filling on the 24 is better because it has this little swing out door, but it's still not perfect the way I would like it to be, because the thing is, this is always going to be a little bit weird because it's actually moved away from the deck. This is the Avocado 24. So they didn't actually increase the size of the deck very much. They increased the post size and the post hole size, which I appreciated. That was nice. But yeah, I'm sorry if my thing's just erratically focusing there. But they did keep what works well. And what worked well was the restricted airflow and the short tank. That was great. And of course, their original deck design. And the Avocado 22 Special Edition is basically just a souped up version of the original Avocado 22 with some features like a fill port like the Limitless that came out after it. The Limitless copied the Avocado design and then added a different fill port and a taller tank and some other things. The Limitless actually doesn't work as well as the Avocado mechanically, but it's a great atomizer. And so Geekvape turned back around, and they made a modification to the 22, and it's the 22 SE like this. And so they've also increased the size of the posts and done a few other things like that. But first, let's get to the box. And I'm going to open the box, show you guys the kit. One of the things I always liked about the kit for the Geekvape was that they didn't have to be told to include extra stuff and glass and stuff with their actual atomizer. So I appreciate that. This has another meaningless, idiotic warning about nicotine. I don't think they need to just take these things off. This is so silly. It says the warning below only applies if this product has been filled with an e-liquid that contains nicotine. This product contains nicotine, which is an highly addictive substance. I mean, this is just word games now. It makes no sense. That's silly. They're trying to, be compliant with something or not. But oh my God, that's crazy. Put an insert in it. Put a sticker on it. But anyway, the box here is pretty nice, just like all Geekvape's boxes. It's got scratch and sniff and all the different validation type stuff that one would want. It's got some information about Geekvape here. Some box info. On the bottom, it tells us what we get. An Avocado Special Edition RDTA, an Allen key, a glass tube, which is a spare glass, 510 adapter, a user manual, and a spare parts pack. It's side filling. Top heat-proof peak insulator, 3mm post hole, larger coil build. So, in another dumb warning. But they're mainly right. This thing sort of delivers on being a better version of the Avocado 22. Here is our spare glass pack, which is cool. The spare glass is clear, and the one that comes with it is definitely frosted. So I treasure the frosted glass one, to be honest. The frosted glass is slightly cooler, but still I appreciate extra glass in any case. This is a spare single coil plug, and I guess you could put both plugs in and have no coils. I don't know why you would do that, but you could do it. It's a possibility. Let me see if I can get this thing in here, or out of here. I don't know why I said in. Oh, my camera never focuses. It comes with a little bit of a manual, which I think is pretty nice, considering they certainly don't have to, or I think they have to, but so many times these manufacturers fail here and don't do it. You think it'll focus at all? Hey, camera, what do you like, baby? You're mean, Mr. Camera. Well, in any case, it tells about how to fill the thing. It does not say how to wick it, which of course it doesn't say how to wick it, because honestly I don't think these guys know how to wick their own atomizer sometimes. And it says in several languages. It also comes with their cool little tool and all the O-rings, etc. that you would want. I'll pull the cool little tool out. I haven't been using it, but I do like these. The cool tools are, unfortunately, these little T-shaped tools don't usually work for me because the length of the actual tool isn't long enough. But in this case it'll work because it was made for this atomizer. So I'll just put that back in there. Slide this back in here. Squonk. And let's tour the actual atomizer, shall we? It's on my Coolmaster MIDI tab, which I love this little thing. This is cool. I think I must have screwed up my camera by bumping it. I'm sorry, guys. So, this right here is my Avocado 22 SE. Let's get it out of there. I'll take off the 510 from Petrie. Oops. By the way, if I haven't told you, they came right out of the Teflon. If I haven't told you guys, these things, all of the O-rings on the Avocado 22 SE are so tight, it is crazy. So when you first get it, remember that you're going to have to wash it or something to get everything apart. It will. You're going to need to take it apart to be able to adjust it. And the top cap is a good example. Adjusting the air on here was really, really tough until I had gotten the top out of here a couple of times. So just so you know, they did a really good job. One of the characteristics of tanks like this, generally, is that they are wet and they vape wet. I just need to get a stand. So it's pretty nice that they really got the tolerances down here too. And one thing I really want to compliment Geekvape on generally on the Avocado 22 SE is the tolerances in machining. The machining is nice. There's still a dome top on here like the Avocado 22 had. And I don't know why my camera's deciding not to focus now of all times. But it still has the dome top inside, which is nice and increases the flavor of this by quite a bit. It's one of the reasons why I like the Avocado 22. Flat or relatively, some kind of bezel on the side. It makes for a lot of good turbulence for your flavor. It's got a regular 510. They just simplified this and went with a normal 510 this time. There's not an adapter or extra parts or anything, and I actually like that because on the Avocado 22 I used a 510 all the time anyway. this 510 or my double helix designs ones, and that's how I liked it best. The chuff was okay, but it was fussy, and the adapter came out all the time, and the 510 adapter was leaky, and it's better just to get rid of it for the special edition. You can always go back to your regular avocado if you feel like it. It's got a real good deck. It's fantastic. It's got the same, it's got even larger 4.5 millimeter. They might even be larger now. I don't have my micrometer in here, or I would caliper these, but it's got even larger wicking holes. They're gigantic. And 3 millimeter, 3.5 millimeter post holes sideways, and they use the large size keys, which I absolutely love. These are like way beefier, way easier to use, way less prone to stripping and screwing up and fucking around with. And so these are way better than the original avocado ones, and better than the Avocado 24 too, by quite a bit. This is a much better deck. Look at that, straight down in. You need really big wicking holes because you need air to come up out of here. And what you don't need is a sideways fill thing on the top of the deck taking up part of the space here. The fill port is right there directly underneath one of your coils. And let me just take out the single coil adapter, which I'm using right now because this vape is delicious. And the single coil adapters that Geekvape sends are ceramic, and they have O-rings in the bottom. So you have replacement O-rings, and you have 2 of these adapters. You're not likely to lose one because you shouldn't be taking this out while you're out there on the road. But remember, when you build on this, you must cut your leads so they're flush here, so these adapters can go in. And the adapter just pops straight down inside there. This thing is completely dry right now, but it's totally fine. That's one of the easiest things to do, and you just push it down there until both sides are seated, and you can see that both of those guys come down inside there. Now I want to show you guys something really exciting about the Avocado 22 that the Avocado 22, I'm sorry, the SE that the 22 didn't have. And it's not just this fill port. Anyone who had the original Avocado or the Avocado 22, I'm sorry, the original Avocado 22 or the Avocado 24, or I guess even the Avocado 24 bottom air edition, which I had no interest in because I don't like bottom air, didn't have this. And this is what's cool. Before, you used to have to take apart this entire thing to get access to the inside of this thing and clean it up. But look what they did. Now, they put in this bottom just unscrews. And look at the machining. How awesome is that? Are you stoked or what? Like, that is so killer. The machining is so good. I haven't felt machining like that since my Earl Konigan, and I am not kidding with you. It felt just like this on the top. Oh shit, my O-ring got caught in there. Lolzers. We're gonna have to take that apart and fix it. I was looking the other direction trying to find my Earl Konigan. Come on now, baby. Hello, mister. Hello. So I absolutely love that you can take this thing apart so easy and get access to the bottom like that. I absolutely love it. I'm just doing this to make sure the O-ring in the bottom seats, but that thing spins right on and off. There's an O-ring on the top and there's an O-ring on the bottom. But that is an absolutely fantastic feature. Thank you, Geekvape, for taking another look at that design because that came out so cool. I'm just so impressed by how much space you saved and what a small little thing that is. Let me see if let me make sure I didn't put that on the wrong side. Oh, look what I did. I put the O-ring on the wrong side. Whoopsie. So I'm going to take this off. That's why it wouldn't screw in. The O-ring, I put the glass on the wrong side. The glass has an O-ring that slips into the top here. I'm sorry this isn't focusing because it's a booger. And this bottom piece, I simply reversed the glass because I wasn't looking. I was going to go grab my Earl Konigan and show you guys how the top screws on, and I will here in a second. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's totally great. This thing is so easy to clean. It's got O-rings everywhere. And it still is a wet atomizer. All atomizers like this vape wet out of the top. It's just one of the characteristics of it. I prefer, people have been asking me for over a year whether I prefer single or dual coils and all these things. And the truth is, I can't give you a straight answer. I'm drinking some tea. I like single and dual coils in these. I love them. So, I don't know. This is a 4.5 wrap Alien that has a triple core. This is actually a Geekvape frame. This is not the frame, the right box. I picked up the wrong one. I have another one that's Fused Aliens, and it's another box. I just grabbed it because they look exactly identical. I was going to show you guys. I'm going to do a separate video on these, but this is one of the coils that are in here. It's a triple core, 28 and 32, I believe. Alien. And this thing works so simply and so easily. I just absolutely love it. The Avocado has always been my favorite atomizer, favorite topper. The flavor is amazing. But I'm going to show you guys how to wick it one more time. I always show you guys how to wick these things. I flatter myself that I am one of the original people who worked out how to wick these things exactly correct with the least wicking possible. That's what you want to do, is less is more. And so right now, today, what do I have? I have some Texas Tough right here. And I'm going to take a little 2.5 millimeter inside diameter portion of that. And I'm going to play with it a little bit and feel it and touch it. I like to pull off anything extra or anything fuzzy or anything uneven and pull out knots. It's really important to have your cotton strand. If you're using a Scottish wicking method with your Muji pads and you won't have too much of a problem, that's probably the best way to do this, is by orienting the strands yourself manually with a Muji pad. And then beyond that, using cotton bacon, native wicks, cotton, Texas Tough, all great. I like Texas Tough quite a bit. I've just started using this recently. And it's growing on me a lot the more I use it. My favorite is Quick Wicks, and I don't know what kind I have in here now. It's too long. This is native. This is Texas Tough, the original gangster, the regular old one, and it is good. I need to focus on what I'm doing. Embarrass myself in front of the live audience, which is what I do on YouTube. No one on YouTube should ever mistake me for a pro. No one ever has. Just kidding. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do instead is just chop that off. Yeah. So one of the things that's important is that you don't cut your wicks too long for the avocado. And I've noticed that a lot of people, obviously a little patience goes a long way here. I've noticed that a lot of people are coming around to our method, which I think is great, and people treat it like it's de rigueur now, but it certainly wasn't always. And so remember, when you're cutting your wicks for these things, cut them right at the top of the glass. The glass is going to do most of the wicking for you. You really shouldn't see too much glass when you're finished, or I'm sorry, too much cotton through when you're finished. And I'm just doing a single coil, so this one's fairly easy. I'm going to cut these a little bit long, because why not? And one of the nice things about the new avocado is that I can show you what happens on the inside with the wicking of these things. And it's really kind of cool, actually. I'm going to put in Ichigo by Van Gogh Vapes. I want to thank Van Gogh Vapes for sending enough e-liquid, making a deal with me to send enough e-liquid where I'm not going to run out anytime soon doing all these reviews of these tanks and stuff. I am doing so many reviews and stuff. Anyway, they sent me enough e-liquid. Ichigo, in this case, it's a strawberry from Japan. They aren't from Japan, they're from Canada. But it's a Japanese style strawberry. It's amazing. Cotton bacon likes to be touched. And all of the strands of the cotton bacon are hollow. And so they tend to repel water. And until you actually sort of push a little bit of e-liquid into the space between them, they repel water. So you'll see that all I'm doing is touching it. There we go. Put a little bit in there. All right, so now I'm going to take a very small implement after I trim these yet one more time because I'm so anal and I can't help it, even though it's not going to really make a rat's ass of difference. Don't do this at home. Just ignore me. Ignore me, guys. It's one of the reasons why I have a channel, because of this kind of stuff. This compulsion. Now I like to fold these under and then push them in. And it's important to get the entire length of the wick in, especially from the back here. So get back there and then kind of scrape it forward and push it down. And then just shove those things down. If you've used the correct amount of diameter in here, then they'll just go straight down like that. And in a second, you'll see that I'm going to put a little bit more e-liquid on that. But what you want is for this to go down here and sprout out inside there and then start receiving the e-liquid. I'm going to add a little bit more e-liquid to the bottom of this one. And just touch it with my tweezies. That's just so we break that surface tension. Okay, so now I'm going to get this guy in there. Can I use this? Nah, it's too big. I'm using the size wrench that comes with, or that matches the avocado. So I'll do this left-handed even though I don't think I can. Get back in there and get it in there and push. Wow, I can do this left-handed. Okay, well, imagine that. Maybe it's all the guitar. Maybe it's all those years of guitar. Who knows? Let's see. I was just looking at chat, and wow, Hugh, I couldn't disagree with you more. Kendo has the absolute worst burnt taste in the history of vaping. If you even slightly burn it, it's so disgusting, beyond belief. Worse than any other cotton I've ever tried, ever. It tastes like someone put a horse's foot in your mouth. It's insane. The trick to all cotton is not to burn in the first place. I think we would all agree. Okay, so we're getting there. In fact, we're there. That's done. Now, all you have to do now is fill this up. Now, the thing is, the fill port on this thing is not perfect. Oh, really? Are you not going to focus? Is that really how we're going to play? The fill port on this thing is not perfect. You're going to end up, this is a new thing for the avocado, you're going to end up having to remember where the fill port is. So, when you're doing that yourself, remember the fill port is behind, for example, where I have put the single coil plug. You could put the fill port on the other side if you wanted to. You know, that's perfectly, fully, 100% your own option. Here is a Noisy Cricket 222. That's actually, I don't have any batteries in it though, but look what I have is lots and lots of batteries. These are VTC4s. I love the Noisy Cricket 2. If you don't have a Noisy Cricket 2, go get a Noisy Cricket 2. Run, don't walk. Unless you use temperature control. If you use temperature control, forget it. Because you don't need this. We are in parallel mode. Yep. It is doing well. So I'm going to grab the fill port and pray for a focus on my camera. Unfortunately, you can't use real cameras as live webcams, or I would, trust me. Well, without spending a lot of money. I assume that there's an amount of money I could spend that would do that. Let me hop in here and configure this and then tell it to stop auto-focusing and go to the closest. And then I'll fill this thing out. So in the fill port, you have to remember where it is. So just like any avocado, what's nice is we just fill her up. And that's super cool. We don't have to go down through the top anymore. But you see that? You can make it leak. Look, see, I'm making it leak just by setting it on its side. So I overfilled it, and now it's leaking out the side. So I just want to warn you guys that when you're filling it up, try not to fill it up completely, fully, all the way. Because if you do, then you'll regret it. Right now I'm just trying to get this top cap back out because we're going to put the top cap on and then have a VAPE on this thing up there. So first, I'm going to give it just a little bit of a white, just to humor you guys. So I was tilting it back, and I'm not going to put any more in there. What am I doing? Let's find the top cap. Put the guy on there. And then I'm going to arrange the airflow. So your airflow options are, you have 2 holes here, symmetrical with 1 on the other side, or you have two symmetrical Cyclops holes. So just seeing that, you can see that you can either have a symmetrical flow here or a reduced airflow dual version here. Probably the best way to do it here is to put the single in the back right in front of this hole. And then the front hole appears right in front of the front. This is a restricted airflow. It's certainly not mouth to lung by any stretch, not even close, but it is more restricted. So I use it, but again, it's not MCL. You can't quit smoking with this. This is not a quit smoking device, not by any means. But it is an absolutely fantastic atomizer, and it is perfectly suitable for low builds, intermediate. The airflow simply just won't restrict quite down to that. I'm going to go just to about half air, just about, making sure that I can still see it back here. I could even go dial it a little bit further. Yeah, there we go. Remember that you have to have some liquid. It has to be a little wet. I licked this actually before I stuck it on there. And this is their double O-ring 510. I personally just don't like this 510 at all, so I have my Petrie .mod 510, which I wish that even if they were just going to use a 510, I wish they would at least make the platform on the top the same width as the Petrie bore, because that would look a lot better with a lot more drip tips. But let me show you guys one more amazing thing about this cap. Watch this. We are going to see a ton of cool drip tips. You see what I'm doing right here besides just banging on the camera? I'm unscrewing the top cap. It comes out. Do you see that? How cool is that? So, what we have right there is the final new thing. It's a 510 bore here. Same thing. But we're going to be able to screw on much cooler top caps and chuffs and stuff. So we're going to see a whole slew, I hope, of special edition, special top caps like this. And I cannot freaking wait for you guys. In fact, if you're in chat, tell me what you think about this and the side fill port and the bottom screwing off. Those are really the three things that are big about this. That the top cap has been, they're trying to perfect it. They put a side port fill in and the bottom completely spins right off, just like this. This is my Earl Konigan from Austria. Watch this. This is the machining that you get from Austria. Hold on. It's a little tight because I don't use this too much. It's in storage. Come on, really? Is this really going to fail? Oh, I could just use the ratchet that comes with it. Why don't I do that? There we go. So it's loosening up. When it comes off the O-rings, you're going to hear some great machining. If you're into that kind of stuff, I'm nerdy. This has a composite tank, and I used an e-liquid with an ingredient that I made myself that cracked it. Oh, there it is. I had it off all the time. Hear that? It's so killer. It's like ball bearings. I mean, it's amazing. So the Earl Konigan is killer. This is a product of Austrian machining, and this reminded me of that, screwing that thing up off the bottom. So let's have a vape on this thing. Let's get out of here. Let's go back up here, and let's talk about it. So, oh, I don't know why it switched back. So here we are. We're back. There's the Avocado 22, special edition. I've got the airflow set on respect the back hole. The hole goes right through that single cold post and goes to your front coil. And I've got about half airflow in the front. And it's amazing. And it's just amazing and delicious. This vape, I don't know what it is about the avocado. The avocado is good when you put in a dual coil with aliens and wick it all up and then vape it at 85 watts. It's good at 18 watts if you put in like a long 26 gauge. 26 is too much ignored by you guys. 26 is probably your best single gauge to buy if you're building, if you just want flavor hits on these things. So it operates in single coil mode. It operates in dual coil mode. It still has, I think that the flavor is as good as any other avocado. I don't really think it's better than the Avocado 24 or than the Avocado 22. It's better than the Avocado 24, I think. because the top cap is shaped differently, like I said. So to me, this is every bit as good as the original Avocado, except that it has 3 new things that weren't there before that are awesome. And that is that the top cap can unscrew. They finally simplified the top so that it can accept a replacement top that anybody else can make, and I'm sure they'll sell. We'll see cool replacement top caps that look better. It has a side port fill, which I really like, which is the one thing they copied from Limitless. And they made it so that you can unscrew the bottom right off to make disassembling this thing easy and showing you how to wick it and stuff easy. And so I'm so thrilled. I'm really thrilled. I think this thing is great. This thing gets an A triple double extra super plus rating from me. The cons are just, I mean, I have a few cons that not about this tank. I think this is one of the best atomizers for people who aren't just quitting. If you're not just quitting, if you're interested in building, it's the best thing for a beginner builder because you can just pop the top right off anytime. Make sure that you don't spill out the fill port. Make sure you know where the fill port is and you lean back or you will spill this stuff everywhere. I'm telling you. I guess that's a con, is that there's no mark on the atomizer telling you where the fill port is. So there's a con for you. Put a mark on the atomizer. Well, you can't. You can't really do that. I don't want them to increase the size of this anymore. And another con is I still think it's a little bit too tall. I'd like it if it were shorter, but you know what? Don't change it because the flavor is perfect. It's really good. It's so good. It's so good. This is my favorite atomizer. I love this thing. It's if you use the right wicking techniques and use enough wick, but not so much that it slows it down. If you don't wick all the way down into the glass, if you respect the fact that this thing likes about 2.5 millimeter builds inside diameter the most. That's what the Avocado 22 likes the most, is 2.5 millimeters. That works the best mechanically with all the wicking, at least with the dual coils I do. Then this thing is just a must get. They're about $30 at Fasttech. There's a link down in the box for a link to Fasttech for one of these things. I think it's the orange one, and that'll take you to it. I think they're going to start shipping them in a couple of weeks. But I say run, don't walk and get one of these. I love this. The 22 millimeter size is the best size. It's always been the best flavor, and in this case, it's amazing. And look how good that looks. I mean, tell me that kit doesn't just look amazing. That just looks fantastic. Like I said, I wish it were shorter, and that's all. Otherwise, I love it. I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments, all y'all. And if you like these videos, click the like button, which is over there, and click the subscribe button too, because we come to you every Saturday and every Wednesday live, and we're going to be adding some more shows, like some science shows and some other stuff. And I always want to know what you guys think and how you guys are doing. And so I thank you. I'm Juicy Jones. This is Orbital Vaping Headquarters, and this has been my review of the Avocado 22 SE, which I think is my favorite thing. So run and buy one. Avocado 22 Special Edition review. That's fun. That is fun. So what do you guys think? I can pay attention to you now. Sorry, I was doing my thing before, but now here I am. I want everybody who's in chat. I love all y'all. You guys are great. It is. Who is it? Michaela, Hugh, Chili Dog, Bob, Martin, Roy. It looks like I'm in there. Milkman John, James, Juicy Reviews, Chris, everybody. Alex. I want to say hi to all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, this is definitely not the cloud chucker's dream. You can definitely put big builds on here and chuck big clouds at 80 watts or whatever, but it's not, this thing isn't the Limitless. This thing is for flavor, and it's killer. I love it. Yeah, this is killer. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm getting warm. You guys have some tea? Make sure everybody has a cup of tea. That's important. Oh, my hair's kind of crazy. Can't do anything about that. Crazy. It's crazy sauce. Yeah. So you guys know I love the avocado, and you guys know that the avocado, when I saw the announcement for the Avocado 22 SE, I just almost split my side. I was like, yeah! But I didn't even know then about the bottom coming off. I'm telling you, the bottom coming off is a giant deal. First of all, it requires a little dexterity. I mean, it has to be kind of dry. But you know, once you've done it one time, it's perfectly fine. At least it is for me. I've done it 4, 5, 6 times now. This morning, since I put it in the ultrasonic, because I'm trying to figure out how bad it is, and it's pretty good. It wears in pretty well. And this is the avocado package we wanted. It doesn't leak out the filling system at all. It doesn't leak out the top holes if you wick it right. The top cap is now like much more sensible. Really, the only thing wrong with it is that you got to really be aware of where the fill is. Because before it just would never leak. Now you can open it and pop it right out and it's like a leak. But everybody who has a limitless is used to that now. But I mean, I just have enough wicking in there just to stuff it. That's all that is. That's just stuffed in there, right? That's not like, you know. This thing works beautifully. Really. All right, Martin Futrell. Finally, you can have a drink with your vape. I mean, with your vape. Tell me how it is. Vape Rust Vape Fasttech is about a month, yeah. And they're not going to ship it for another couple of weeks, too. A lot of people have these. Who has these? I think Heaven Gifts has them. And that was just the lowest price I found at Fasttech. I thought for people who want the slow boat, fine. But yeah, you can find this in a lot of places. You can get it at Heaven Gifts. You can get it at... I wish Heaven Gifts would give me a code. Try telling Heaven Gifts that Juicy Jones sent you, just to see what they do. I don't know what they're going to do, but yeah, they're pretty inexpensive there. I paid a little bit more for this one. I think I got it from Heaven Gifts. And I dig it. You see how you can see just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of my cotton in there. You really can't see cotton, but you can see just a teeny bit there through the window. And it's just barely there. It's just grabbing the glass, just grabbing the stuff that's coming up from the bottom. The glass does the work. The glass does the work here. This machine is simple. Glass does all the work until it gets to the top, and then the cotton grabs the e-liquid and takes it the last centimeter up to the coil. But the glass does most of the work here. And stainless steel on the inside while it's full. I mean, I have an opinion about all of these copies of this design. And it's, I mean, to me, I think that it's good that they're all trying stuff. So I judge the absolute rock solid 100% proven stuff, starting with this and then going to some other things. The Limitless kind of in a limited way, because the Limitless is not that perfect, but it makes up for it with some brute force. But to impress me, you have to do a lot more than just change where the fill hole is, because this is a system of vape, these RDTAs, and it is very tempestuous, and many people think they understand how this works and then go copy it and do it wrong and bad and obviously don't. And one of the things I can point to most specifically where they've gone the wrongest is on the Digiflavor Fuji-Sun. The Digiflavor Fuji-Sun is a terrible design. And the Mage GTA, both of those. Terrible design. No reason to exist in the world except for looks and for press and buy a new thing. So I'm super picky. And to me, it's about the machine, the science. And one of the reasons why I like the Avocado 22 SE is that this opinion isn't based on just... It's based also on, wow, this tastes like my favorite vape. But it's also based on this machine works the best. And now they've added 3 features that are going to make it even better for people. So that's pretty cool, I think. So on the street, in your pocket, this thing is still winning the war, you know, just because it isn't any bigger than it needs to be. It isn't big to be big. It has big post holes for a reason. You know, part of the reason those post holes are there is for air to come up. They need to be big. You don't fill them completely up. You just fill them up with a diameter of stuff in there. And they stuck with the 510, which I think really works. We didn't need the bigger chuff on the other one. Even the Avocado 24, I usually use the 510 on these things. So there's been a lot of work and a lot of thought put into this stuff. And sometimes I wonder, I just don't have that much confidence that everything is good. You know what I mean? Like most of the stuff that comes across my desk is pretty mediocre. Although a lot of the stuff I've been getting lately is good. So there's every reason to think that guy is good, because I think that things might be improving. Maybe you guys would agree that things are getting a little bit better in that we're seeing Like, I only saw one version of this Avocado 22 SE. They've only had 4 avocados as well, so that's pretty impressive. Sorry, I get a vape. You guys out there, tell me what you're vaping on. And tell me you have a cup of coffee. Oh my gosh, it's 8:51. That's what goes on around here, is that we have a wonderful time. And then we lose track of time. Watch this. I'm going for the Elatar, y'all. I put this on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, do. We've got over 17,000 on Instagram now, and we're going strong. And we're just about to add... I do live 5-6 days a week. And all the unboxings are over there. So if you want to keep in contact every day, be over there. Look at the Elatar. Isn't that killer? I love that. This build is about 0.2 and I'm vaping at about 47 watts. For those of you who are interested. Hey, Elements 340. Up in Spokane. It's relatively nice in Seattle again. It only got a little bit rainy and still it's warming up. All right, Alex is on his 4th cup. That's killer. Thank God. RX23 for Elements 340 in Spokane, and Monster Coffee tastes horrible. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm truly sorry, my friend. This Ichigo is so good. Ichigo is like a Japanese fresh strawberry. And the Japanese have their own special kind of strawberry, apparently. It tastes like this. I've had it, actually. It's really good. Hey, Tea Party LA from the South. Great to see you. Milkman John, I know, right? Like, some of us have been walking around for a long time going, you know, and it's like, we all came to this, we're like, oh, okay, good. And then, yeah, it's funny you said, Milkman John said, yeah, I love to see people wick these style tanks and flip them upside down to bring juice to the wicks. Thanks for showing us how to bring the avocado, how to wick the avocado ways back. Yeah, and it's like, it is funny. This one's naturally easy because you'd hold the pipe like this, so it's actually kind of a gimme that just works real well on the avocado. Ooh, Element 340, energy drink type of guy. Yeah, I like Rockstar when I'm going for energy drinks. That's just me, though. Everybody's got their favorite. Alex Morris, Element Nature, in a lot of forum sites. That's cool. That's a cool name. Martin's got his RX200 and his Goon. Martin, did you get a Goon LP? I got a Goon LP, and I don't know where it is right now. Oh, yes, I do. Boom! I can't believe I cleaned all these, and they're sitting right here. Chili Dog said his Cricket 2 and OG 22 Griffin, dual 22s, 26, 6 wrap. Yeah, I think 26 is the least appreciated gauge, baby. It's the flavor gauge, in my opinion. How many watts are we on here? This is 75 watts at a 0.1. Oh, Michaela's got the Alien 220 and the Big Baby Beast. I really need to get an Alien 220, don't I? Maybe I'll wait for the one. Smok just announced the 150 with a LiPo in it, but it's only 2,500 mAh. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think about this, too? About the Aspire Nautilus 2? Have you guys thought about this? Let me see how many minutes I have on my broadcast. I think you guys are great, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody who tunes in, I think you guys are just the most fantastic. This is fantastic. I'll do a little bit of Instagram live afterwards, and we'll just relax and turn the radio on. So if you guys want, go to Instagram and find JUICYJONESHQ, subscribe to me, and you can watch my live broadcast there. And I'm just going to sit here and build on this stuff and drink tea and hang out and turn the radio up. And yep, we're at our limit. So I love all of you. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. And thank you for watching Orbital Vaping Headquarters. I'm Eli Juicy Jones, and this has been my review of the Avocado 22 Special Edition by Geekvape. I love this thing. I bought it myself from Heaven Gifts, and there's a link down for the Fasttech Slow Boat that will save you a few bucks. And I thank all of you for watching these videos. Thank you.